CONCACAF quarterfinals is done. Let's close the chapter. Let's move on to Wednesday with the semifinals. But before I give my predictions to the semifinals, let's go ahead and talk about the quarterfinals, which were beautiful, from straight up embarrassing defeats to heartbreak to just interesting games that made you like on the edge of the seats. So let's get started with our first one, which was Panama against Qatar. Now, remember in the last video when I said that yellow card accumulation hit harder to this Qatari side, like to the point where it's gonna look like a brand new team that has little to no chemistry. And let me be clear, this is not the same Qatari side as last edition's Gold Cup. They were free attacking, but their defense was just horrific. This one, their attack is just decent, but like their defense is just like, I guess it's better, but like at the same time, like if you're missing like at least one of your key players, you're probably going to drop like 4 goals. And that's the exact same thing that happened to Qatar against Panama. I mean, if you drop a 9-minute hat trick from Ismail Diaz just like that, I mean, it's terrible. And they should probably be lucky that they came out with just 4 goals, because it was really bad. It's just lack of communication. They just look ruggish. But as I mentioned before, Ismail Diaz's hat trick in just less than 10 minutes was basically the key factor to Panama's success and them moving on to the semifinals. They ended up winning 4-0. And I mean, for Qatar, it's almost like, what was the point? What was the point of winning against Mexico? Just to cause havoc? Because you do all that work, well, then the yellow card accumulation, though, they were basically turning off their brains in that match either way. But you do all that just to have an embarrassing loss like that. For this Qatar side, listen, it's been fun having you, but the second edition was a stinker, to be honest. It's nowhere near as much as fun as I had with the last edition's Qatar side. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like there's a sense of direction with this team. I mean, they've already had their World Cup, so what's next? Asian Cup? I guess that, but either way, you're never gonna qualify for a World Cup ever again. I'm sorry, it's just the sad truth. And I feel like this was a great opportunity for them to just rebound after that horrible World Cup, but they've had a lackluster performance, and their win against Mexico was ruggish, and they dropped goals like last minute because for some reason they just have the worst defense I could possibly imagine. That's so like fragile for some reason when it's stoppage time. I don't know, this Qatar side, it's been fun knowing you, but I wish you the best of luck, I guess. I just don't know what to say. There's just no sense of direction, because after this, what's next? Seriously, you're probably not going to be an invited guest anymore. So I don't know. I guess you have Asian Cup. That's basically it. Or the FIFA Arab Cup, if you're into that. So I don't know. It's such a boring ending. But like, you look at the World Cup, yeah, I'm not even surprised at this point. And to top off the first day of the quarterfinals, we also had Mexico against Costa Rica. Now this game was barely boring. I don't know. The fact that I missed the Panama game makes me upset, because then I got to watch the Mexico game, and it was pretty boring. I mean, to start off, the first goal was from Orbelin Pineda penalty. And to say, listen, I'm not a hater of Mexico, but like the amount of times they like dive so hard, it's just like, it's unbelievable. They are probably the main reasons why Americans view this sport as like a weak sport. That's why. Like I get it's a penalty. Okay, I get he hits the back of his stub. But the way he falls, it's like he's asking for a penalty. Like he's just begging, because he realizes this game has just been boring. Especially in that first half. That first half was, oh my god. Jimmy Lozano makes some substitutions, like bringing in Alvarado, and he was actually one of the key factors into leading into the second goal from Eric Sanchez. I need a drink. Like, my throat's just not been in today, guys. Now, even though Mexico won 2-0, this was basically, it's like a very generic Mexico win, to be honest. It's against oppositions in CONCACAF that have some sort of chances, but they just can't finish. And then all of a sudden, Mexico just get lucky out of nowhere, and they win. Probably 2-0. It's always a 2-0, to be honest. This is the same feeling I'm getting as the last CONCACAF Gold Cup. They're just dragging themselves, gutting out these wins. Just, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like I said with the last video, I don't know what to do with this federation. Should be interesting in the next game, as it's up against the winners of Guatemala against Jamaica. Now, this game, there was a lot of stinkers in this quarterfinals, to be honest. This game was basically kind of boring, but it was basically a battle of the midfielders. It was a fun battle, guys. Mejia, guys, call him up every single time, because Mejia is a great player. And Herrera as well, from Montreal. I know he just switched to Guatemala, but keep calling him up, because the man was everywhere today. I gotta give a round of applause for like Herrera and Mejia. They were just amazing. Now, despite me giving the praise of this team and literally predicting that I was thinking that they were gonna go to the finals, unfortunately, they fell to the Red Gay Boys 1-0 from a clumsy mistake from Guatemala. It all began from a Nathaniel Mendez giveaway. And listen, Hagen is a great goalkeeper, but he should have done way better to stop Bells' goal. And Bells' goal just came out of nowhere. Guatemala still pressing in the last 10 minutes. Great chance from Ricky Rubin, and then a great chance from Galindo, which I don't really understand why he didn't get the start, because he's been really rock solid, and it really showed that in the last 20 minutes when he came on. So, I don't know. They had great opportunities in that last 10 minutes. Really close header, but unfortunately, Andre Blake, I gotta remember he's still a thing, and he's like prime Manuel Neuer. Gonna be another USA versus Mexico final, guys. But that's what I would say if I was drunk.
Because I think in my heart, guys, it's gonna be Guatemala against USMNT in the CONCACAF Gold Cup final. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sticking with that.
Mexico, they would be up against the Red Gay Boys, and I think it's Las Vegas. So, or it might be, no, it's in Las Vegas, because CONCACAF knows they bring in the most fans, so they gotta bring in like a huge stadium. Not like the Dragon Stadium in San Diego when it only has like 25,000, because they know Panama isn't gonna draw that many fans. And speaking of Panama, they would face the winners of Canada versus USA match. Look at those transitions, guys. I'm in the mood today. Woo! Like I previously said in the other games, this one wasn't very too special. It was very boring, to be honest. It was only in like the late second half when it was actually very interesting. So, let's just get started. Before we get started, though, I want to say, Canada, sometimes you've made a fool of yourself. And that includes John Herdman saying, "We want USA." We making dumb comments, okay? And despite you guys being horrible in the group stage, I gotta give it up to these guys. They actually put up a fight for once. Not very desperately being uninspiring like the group stage against Guatemala and Cuba at times, and then Guadeloupe as well. Like I said, this game was pretty boring, and it only got interesting when the Brandon Vasquez header came in the 88th minute. And then after that, there was a penalty, a very harsh penalty. It was nearly in the box. Unfortunately, it was a handball. Gives a penalty, and Steven Victoria to take the penalty, and he converts the penalty, and it's tied 1-1. Just a last-minute draw out of nowhere. Canada were actually leading for once in their life. Actually, never mind, they were leading before, but they were actually giving themselves hope from a Schaffelberg knuckleball that was. I was looking at that guy, man, Schaffelberg. When I saw him play against Club America in that like Leagues Cup showcase, that it doesn't even matter. It's like a friendly, but either way, my man was balling against Club America. That was a wake up call because my man, that was a great knuckleball. My man like balls out sometimes whenever I watch him. He was balling out. Great knuckleball. Canada leads 2-1, but unfortunately, they have to drop the ball. Look who it is that scored the own goal. I just realized who it was. Actually, I think I knew who it was, but I just realized. You know who scored the own goal that tied up the game that made it go to penalties? Scott Kennedy. Now, I don't know if that's more like, I don't know. I have to watch like a Ryan Anderson video to realize what's going on. If it's more of a slander or it's just a terrible mistake. Either way, I feel bad for him. It's an own goal, and yeah, I can already hear Ryan Anderson like in the background talking smack about Scott Kennedy. But this is ItzJason. You know what? Scott Kennedy, Harry Maguire's a thing, so welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Yeah, anyways, USA wins on penalty 2-3. Just like that, Canada are out of the quarterfinals. After that performance, it just feels like a disappointing end. But to be honest, it's been a disappointing campaign since this Gold Cup even began. I don't know. The fact that you drew, actually, grammar, by the way. The fact that you drew against Guadeloupe and Guatemala, and then just you had to win against Cuba, and then Guatemala doing your homework. The fact that you were supposed to be there just shows how poor they were in this whole campaign. So, I don't know, man. I guess they were lucky to be here. But at the same time, it was just a missed opportunity. You could have defeated the title holders, but you didn't, I guess. So, oh well. I'm not Canadian, but I feel disappointed, I guess. I don't know what to say, guys. I want to feel bad for Canada, but at the same time, like I said in the last video, I really don't feel like they deserve to be here. That's about it for the recap. Now let's just quickly talk about. I'm just gonna quickly do this. I don't feel like giving like a 20-minute like essay about who I think is gonna win and go into the final. So, Panama versus USA. USA. Now that I've seen that Canada game, I'm kind of second thinking about the U.S. men's national team. I don't know, man. This is a weird team. They were decent against a Jamaica side that was pretty good, and then they were pretty decent against a great Canadian team. The rest I can't judge because they're against island nations, but this is Panama. This is a solid team. I could see an upset, to be honest, but I don't know. For some reason, this is CONCACAF, and CONCACAF magic always does its thing. And I can probably see a U.S. team winning just 1-0. I don't know, man. If Panama makes an upset and they make a fight, come back to this video, guys. You know where to find me. I'm right here. It's your boy Jason on ItzJason. So I could see an upset, but I don't think so. This is CONCACAF. For some reason, it's always going to be Mexico versus USA in the final. Now, to the other side, we have Mexico against Jamaica. This should be an interesting one. Now, Jamaica were pretty solid. Now, the question is like, yes, Edson Alvarez is going to be Alvarez, but like, is he going to have supporting cast? Okay. Is Miguel Antonio actually going to score for once? Is he going to like step up? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I could see either way. And I want to say Jamaica, but like, I feel like I've been hating too much on Mexico this entire like campaign. I like, at the same time, I don't want another Mexico versus USA fight. I only want one when it's like Christian Pulisic on the team, but like there's no Christian Pulisic, and it's probably just gonna be like a 1-0 win for like USA. Kind of like the last Gold Cup final. That was pretty forgettable, that one. But I don't know, man. I want to say Jamaica, man. Jamaica just looked like a better team, a well-balanced team. Mexico, I don't know, man. I seriously don't know. I'm gonna go with Jamaica, but like I said, it's gonna be CONCACAF magic, and for some reason it's gonna be another USA versus Mexico final. I'm tired of those, man. I'm tired. Yeah, that's about it for me now. Like and subscribe. That's been your boy Jason. This video is 25 minutes long, so it should be fun trimming it down. No, it's not, because I want to go to bed. What time is it, guys? It's 3:52 in the morning. I should be getting rest, but nope, I'm probably just gonna like work a little bit on this video so that I can upload early and then beat some of the other people and I get viewers. Like and subscribe, by the way, to the best channel on YouTube. It's your boy Jason. Anyways, guys, it's been your boy Jason. Hope you guys have a good night. I'm probably not. I always say that like all the time, so yeah, enjoy your day. I don't know what to say. Enjoy your day. I've had a boring day, to be honest, but enjoy your day. I'm leaving now. Okay, bye.